Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Glad to be here.
So today we're looking at a specific set of articles you shared, all pulled from a source that bundles crypto and tech news. We're focusing just on June 5th and 6th, 2025.
Yeah, it's not like a full market overview, is it? It's more of a snapshot, what was being talked about, what events were reported just in those couple of days, and crucially, based only on those specific sources you gave us.
Exactly that. And our job really is to pull out the key bits, maybe some surprising things, the main developments from these articles, just to give you a quick feel for the buzz then.
And it's quite a mix. You've got market stuff, tokens getting listed, some company partnerships.
And even, based on one report, a bit of political drama spilling over into the tech scene.
Which really shows how wide-ranging the influences can be in this space, doesn't it?
It does. Okay, let's jump in. First thing, something that definitely catches the eye. A pundit's prediction.
Yes. The Elon Musk and XRP one. One article highlighted this commentary, this belief from a pundit, that Musk will eventually make XRP the official token for X.
That's quite the call. And the source was clear this was like opinion or commentary.
Yeah, framed very much as community chatter or a pundit's view, not presented as fact. More like, here's an idea making the rounds.
Interesting just to see what bubbles up in these news feeds, even speculative ideas.
Well, that's part of the landscape, isn't it? How speculation itself becomes news sometimes, especially when tied to big names.
True. Okay, moving from predictions to actual market action reported in these sources. Circle got some attention, the company behind USDC.
Right, ticker CRCL. The sources reported on its stock market debut described it as a, quote, mesmerizing surge.
How mesmerizing.
Over 168% on day one. The article positioned it as, a really promising new tech stock in the crypto space.
Wow, 168%. That's a huge pop. Sounds amazing.
It does, and this is important, the source immediately followed that up. One piece included an analyst basically explaining why not to buy, even with that massive jump.
Oh, interesting. So the source gave both the hype and the caution.
Exactly. It didn't spell out the analyst's whole argument in the snippet we saw, but just including that why not to buy headline right after the 168% surge tells you the source itself aimed for balance.
Good to see. It suggests that maybe these huge initial pops need a second look.
That seems to be the implication from the way the source presented it. Excitement, yes, but also maybe hold on a sec.
Okay, what else was moving? Compound, COMP was mentioned.
Yes, COMP's price action was highlighted. Specifically, it broke above a trend line it had apparently been stuck under for months.
And the source made a point of that, suggested it was significant.
It did. The framing was that this break could signal a potential change in the trend for Compound.
Okay, why is breaking a long-term trend line like that usually seen as a big deal in this kind of analysis?
Well, for technical analysts, these lines often represent resistance points, so punching through one, especially after a long time, is often read as a bullish signal, like the downward or sideways pressure might be easing off.
Gotcha. Did the source give numbers?
Yep. It mentioned a 14.7% price jump in 24 hours around that time. Said it broke important resistance.
And it mentioned a target.
It did. The piece noted that Campaigny now eyes $61 target, according to the analysis they were citing.
So not just price went up, but the source added that technical context and the reported analyst target.
Right. Context is key. It's the source's interpretation of the move, or the interpretation they chose to feature.
Makes sense. There was also buzz about a new token listing, Skate.
Skate, yeah. Big news because Binance announced its listing on both alpha and futures.
Okay, Binance listing is usually significant. What's Skate supposed to be? Did the source say?
Described it as powering a, quote, multi-VM blockchain infrastructure.
Multi-VM. Any quick hint from the source on what that means for users?
Not really a deep explanation in the snippet, but multi-VM usually suggests flexibility, like it can handle different types of smart contracts or interact with different systems more easily. But honestly, the really eye-popping detail the source flagged wasn't the tech.
Let me guess. The price.
You got it. The price before it even hit Binance properly.
What had it?
One source reported it, quote, soars 33% before launch.
33%, just on the listing news, before most people could even trade it on Binance.
Seems so. It's a textbook example right there in the source of that pre-listing hype, how much anticipation builds up.
Wow. Definitely shows the power of those big exchange announcements.
No kidding. Market sentiment in action.
All right, let's shift slightly. Not a specific token price, but a network milestone. Bitcoin had one.
It did indeed. The sources noted Bitcoin hitting a historic milestone block. 900,000 was mined.
900,000. Nice round number. Did they give any stats about that specific block?
They did provide a few details. Said block 900,000 included 1,562 transactions.
Okay.
And the average fee rate was roughly 3 satoshis per virtual byte. So pretty low fees for that particular block.
Just a little snapshot of activity within that milestone block captured by the source.
Yeah.
Marks another step in Bitcoin's journey.
Yep, steady progress on the chain.
Now, moving away from direct market or network stats, the sources also picked up on some other tech and industry news. There was a partnership mentioned for June 6th.
Correct. A company called Legendary Humanity partnering with Hashkey Group's Aeon.
Hashkey Group. That's a known name in the crypto and fintech space. So what's this partnership about, according to the source?
The focus, it said, is on advancing AI-driven digital fashion.
AI-driven digital fashion. Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds very 2025. Blending AI, fashion, and presumably some digital asset or blockchain element, given the players and the news source.
Definitely points towards exploring new intersections. Using AI in creative fields, maybe tied to digital ownership or experiences. It shows the tech branching out.
Yeah, beyond just finance. Interesting. Okay, and finally, there was that piece touching on politics and markets.
Yeah, yes. One source reported on what it called an altercation between President Donald Trump and Tesla CEO Elon Musk on Thursday evening.
Right. And the source didn't just report the alleged event. It made a specific claim about the fallout.
It did. The article claimed that this specific incident caused political unrest and sent markets into a bloodbath.
A bloodbath. So the source directly linked that reported political spat to a major market downturn. We need to be super clear here. We're just relaying what this particular source reported.
Absolutely. This is purely presenting the information as it appeared in that source material. It even added that afterwards, White House aides have reportedly asked Trump to tone down. Again, according to that source.
It's just fascinating how these news sources can weave together political reporting, celebrity figures, and direct market impact claims all in one narrative. Our goal here is just to show you that this was reported in the material provided, not to validate the claim or the event itself.
Precisely. We're just reflecting the content of the sources we were given to analyze.
So when you step back and look at this collection, this snapshot from just a couple of days, it's quite a mix, isn't it?
It really is. You've got pundit speculation, you've got hard market data like the circle surge and the analyst warning.
There. You've got technical analysis on CoinMP's breakout, the pre-launch hype for Skate, a Bitcoin milestone.
Then totally different stuff like AI and digital fashion partnerships, and this report connecting a political argument directly to market chaos. It's all flowing together in the same news stream.
And that's where it gets really interesting, seeing it all presented side by side. How one source connects dots between, say, a reported political spat and market movements, while others focus purely on token charts. It paints a picture of a really complex information environment.
Definitely. It makes you think about how all these different threads, speculation, data, innovation news, external events, might combine to shape perception based on how sources choose to present them.
So let's quickly recap the key takeaways we pulled from these specific sources.
Okay, there was that pundit prediction about XRP on X present as commentary.
The report on Circle's huge stock debut surge, but importantly, paired by the source with an analyst's why not to buy perspective.
Compound breaking resistance, with the source analysis framing it as a potential trend change and eyeing that $61 target.
The Skate token jumping 33% before its Binance launch, highlighting that listing anticipation factor.
Bitcoin hitting block 900,000, with those specific transaction and fee details noted by the source.
The Legendary Humanity and Hashkey Aeon partnership, pointing towards AI in digital fashion.
And finally, that report about the alleged Trump-Musk interaction, with the source claiming it triggered market turmoil.
It's quite a diverse set of items from just a short window of time.
A very dense snapshot.
So what's the bigger picture here? Looking just at this specific collection of headlines, you really see this blend. Predictions, hard data, innovation, and these reports of external, even political, events supposedly causing ripples, all served up together.
And it really begs the question, doesn't it? How much weight do you give these different kinds of information? The pundit views, the raw data, the technical takes, the reports linking politics to price swings. How do they actually influence the market, or at least our understanding of it? And which sources do you trust to connect those dots or to even report them accurately?
We've taken this particular stack of sources from those specific dates and just tried to pull out the distinct nuggets reported within them for you.
giving you a focused look at the narrative presented in that specific information stream at that specific time.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.